Well, good morning and welcome to this week's vlog. I hope you guys are well. This week I am in Ashridge. I'm on the Ashridge Estate, which is a National Trust estate. It's a huge woodland, just about 15 miles away, less than that, probably 10 miles away from my house. It's something you're going to be seeing a bit more from me in the coming weeks and months. I'm not going to be travelling so far. I'm going to be visiting more local places, and I think the elephant in the room is the obvious reason why I'm doing that. This vlog is about the photography, but it's also going to be a little bit of a chat about, where this channel's going and where we're all going with coronavirus and the implications that's going to have on our everyday lives. Personally, for me, there's way more important things at the moment than photography. Photography is going to be a great release, and a bit of a distraction for some of us, but we've got to be careful out there. I think the main thing, the most important thing, way more important than anything else, is look after yourselves, make sure you're all washing your hands and staying as safe as possible. And yes, surreal times that we're living in, really surreal, but hopefully if we all look after ourselves and look after each other, we'll get through it okay. In terms of myself and my family, you may or may not be interested, but I'll give you a little update anyway. I am trying to get healthier. I'm trying to get my diabetes, down as far as possible. I'm trying to eat more healthy. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. Obviously, with my wife having MS and being on immunosuppressant drugs, we are being as careful as we can, make sure that she's now basically essentially self-isolating. Kids are not going to school at the moment, and I think that's preempting what lots of kids are going to be doing in the next few days. I think the virus is it's nasty, it's not nice, it's actually hitting reasonably close to home right now, so it's a constant worry. But I think that we if we're sensible and we take precautions, we should hopefully get through it unscathed. This place, absolutely gorgeous. I recommend anyone who wants to come and have a wander around Ashridge, if you get the opportunity to do it, do it. I'm here at, it's about 6:20, 6:30 in the morning. Hopefully there's not too many other people around. What I wanted to do, really, like I said, photography is really secondary at the moment, but I wanted to come out, just take a few shots, get a bit of fresh air, and maybe have a chat about sort of where we go from here. So yeah, let's see what we can find. So now the sun's started to rise and it's illuminating all of the trees, or a lot of the trees in this little clearing here. And there's these two trees behind me that I'm particularly interested in here, and they form some really nice shapes, and I think they work really well together. And one of them's got a lovely sort of branch heading off to the which will be over to the left hand side of the image. So I've been running around a little bit because I was like, oh, there's some light over there, and oh, there's some light, oh, there's some light there, and then suddenly there's light everywhere. So I think this one here is probably the best one at the moment. And like I said, the sun's illuminating, side lighting the trunks, and there's a really nice branch heading off to the left, so I've kind of just tried to get those in really, and catch the essence of the sun, and it's lighting up some of this brown sort of dead heather in the foreground, which is really nice as well. So yeah, hopefully that should be actually really quite a nice shot. facing back into the sun now, and I've got these trees here, and I'm using one of them to shield the camera from the sun, so I'm not getting any lens flare. I'm sort of hiding the sun behind one of the trunks. And what I've got here, this scene in front of me, is basically the lights sort of spilling down onto all the forest floor, and you've got the dead bracken, and you've got the sort of weeds and greenery that's on the forest floor itself, and the light spilling down onto that. And then it's also catching some of the water droplets that are just hanging off the branches, and I really hope that I'm getting that in the shot. That's sort of one of the points that I'm really trying to put across, because it looks really lovely actually, the little specks of light from the water droplets. So what I'm actually doing in terms of taking the shot is that I'm dropping the exposure down quite a lot, and hopefully that will, obviously I'm bracketing the shot, so that means that I can get some detail, I can blend some exposures together. But where I want that darkness and that light of those little tiny droplets just contrasting against the darkness, I should hopefully have an exposure that will cover that in the range of the bracketing. I'm also finding as well, it seems to be that shooting in landscape orientation works a lot better for woodland scenes. I think it's the verticals work better when the shot is compressed itself vertically, or stretched out horizontally if you like. The verticals work better rather than when you're shooting in portrait and you've got those verticals that are running sort of the length or the from top to bottom of the image. That doesn't seem to look quite as good. They seem to work better stacked up against the landscape orientation. So yeah, that's you could call it a tip. It's maybe just a discovery on my behalf, but I seem to find that landscape orientation shots seem to work better for this type of woodland photography. Let's talk about the future of this channel moving forward in the current or the coming weeks and months. Well, actually landscape photography is not a bad hobby to have, is it really? When your instructions is to avoid contact with large numbers of people, you're not going to see masses out anywhere really. But in terms of my own situation, I'm going to be scaling back on my actual photography trips. It's just the fact that I need to be in and around my family to provide reassurance, and also because Beth's isolating, and we may need whatever food supplies, something doing, and I need to be there to do it. So there'll be no trips off to the Peak District or Snowdonia or anywhere really other than the local area. So which is fine. There's still plenty to be had around here, but it's just not going to be those epic vistas and locations. But I'm sure I'll find some interesting places locally. I will be scaling it back. I won't be going out anywhere near as much, which means that I'm going to have to work out really what I'm going to do in terms of getting regular content out. And this is where you guys could help me really. So my thoughts on it are, I've got several thoughts at the moment. Excuse me for a second. Don't panic. I've got several thoughts on it at the moment. One of them being a sort of, I'm going to call it a vlogcast, not really a podcast, but more sort of a chat on YouTube about anything and everything photography related, or maybe not photography related. If there's any subjects that you want me to cover in that, then please let me know in the comments below. You know, I'm happy to talk about anything within, you know, anything that doesn't get me into trouble, let's say. So yeah, I'm happy to talk about anything. Equally, is there anything that, you know, you guys might want me to help you with or to show you? I'm happy to do, let's say, tutorials. Not really tutorials as such, but more, you know, how I would go about doing a certain something to do with photography. So that may be a technically based issue. So how do you focus stack, or how do I do my panoramas? I know I've already done the panoramas, but things like that. How do I go about, I don't know, something? Or it may be to do with Photoshop and Lightroom. So what's my cloning process, or how do I go about emphasizing certain areas of light in Lightroom? I don't know, whatever. If there's any questions or anything you'd like to see regarding that, then please, again, drop them in the comments below, because like I said, I'm going to have some downtime in terms of going out. I'm still going to try and get out semi-regularly. Like I said, it'll be local, but there are going to be gaps in the schedule, if you like, that I need to fill. So, you know, and I'd like to keep the channel going. I'd like to keep some content out there, something entertaining for you guys on a weekly basis. I've got 2 or 3 product reviews to do, so yay, that'll be exciting. I'm really looking forward to doing that. So yeah, if there's anything that you can think, you know, if there's anything you can think that you might think, oh, you know, I'd really like to see Gary do that, other than stop, or, you know, I don't know, inflict pain on myself, anything that you can think that you might want to see me do in terms of photography or whatever, then, you know, I'm more than happy to take suggestions. So like I said, feel free to drop me a message, or send me a comment, or drop me a comment, or send me a message even, and we'll see what we can do. But I'm certainly hoping to continue doing something over this period of time until we're all out the other side of it. And yeah, not really sure what else to say. Just yeah, bear with me, and yeah, any suggestions are gratefully received. Before I go, one last thing, way more important than photography and channels and anything else really. Look after yourselves, stay safe, look after each other, you know, spare a thought for the elderly and the vulnerable in our community, and look after them as well. Wash your hands, look after your families, don't go out buying loads of toilet roll or pasta. Make sure there's enough for everyone. There's plenty to go around. Don't go buying it all up for yourself. And yeah, we'll come through the other side of this. So stay positive. Enjoy the good things in life. Enjoy this. Use this time as an opportunity to spend more time with the people you love, and, you know, just appreciate what we've got. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got to go to the chemist and pick up some supplies, and I'm going to leave you with a few shots that I took previously on my last trip here, just some intimate shots of some backlit leaves. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this vlog, and like I said, any suggestions for the future, please let me have them. You know, any ideas for a podcast or vlogcast, any ideas for tutorials, or just, you know, something you'd like to know or like some help on, would be very much appreciated. And stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you guys on the next one.